Their likeness is like one who kindled a fire, but when it illuminated what was around him, God took away their light and left them in injustice. They will not see. Al-Baqarah 17. The condition of the hypocrites who believed, outwardly, not inwardly, in the message of Muhammad, peace and blessings of God be upon him, then disbelieved and began to wander in the darkness of their misguidance without realizing it, and having no hope of getting out of it, is similar to the condition of a group on a dark night, and one of them lit a great fire for warmth and illumination, and when the fire shone and gave light, everything around it became extinguished and darkened, so its owners were left in darkness, unable to see anything and unable to find a way or an exit. The deaf, the dumb, the blind, and they will not return. Al-Baqarah 18. They are deaf from hearing the truth, hearing and contemplating it, mute from speaking it, blind from seeing the light of guidance. Therefore they cannot return to the faith they abandoned and replaced it with misguidance, or like a thunderbolt from the sky in which there was darkness, thunder and lightning. They put the sound of sound on the top of their fingers in their ears. Beware of your death, and God surrounds you with the disbelievers. Al-Baqarah 19. Or is the condition of another group of hypocrites, to whom the truth appears sometimes, and at other times they doubt it, the condition of a group walking in the open, and heavy rain pours down on them, accompanied by darkness, one on top of another, with thunderclaps, flashes of lightning, and burning lightning bolts, which cause them to collapse from the severity of their fright, their fingers in their ears, for fear of death. God Almighty surrounds the unbelievers. They do not miss him, nor are they unable to do so. The lightning almost snatched away their sight. Whenever it gave them light, they walked therein, and when it became dark over them, they stood up. And God willing, he would have taken away their hearing and their sight. Indeed, God has power over all things. Al-Baqarah 20. The lightning, due to its intense brilliance, comes close to taking away their sight. Yet whenever it shines for them, they walk in its light, and when it goes away, the path becomes dark for them, and they stop in their places. Had God not given them respite, he would have taken away their hearing and sight, and he is capable of that at all times. He is capable of all things. O people, worship your Lord who created you and those before you, that you may become righteous. Al-Baqarah 21. A call from God to all humankind. Worship God who raised you with his blessings. Fear him and do not dissent from his religion. He created you from nothing, and he created those before you, so that you may be among the righteous with whom God is pleased and pleased with him. He who made for you the earth a habitat and the sky a structure, and sent down water from the sky and brought forth therewith fruits. I have provided for you, so do not assign equals to Allah while you know. Al-Baqarah 22. Your Lord is the one who made the earth a carpet for you, so that your life may be made easy for it, and the sky is well built, and rain descends from the clouds and brings forth for you various types of fruits and types of plants as sustenance for you. So do not make equals to God in worship, while you know his uniqueness in creation and sustenance, and his deserving of servitude. And if you are in doubt about what we have sent down to our servant, then produce a surah like it, and leave aside the claims of your witnesses other than Allah. You were truthful. Al-Baqarah 23. And if you, O stubborn unbelievers, are in doubt about the Quran that we revealed to our servant Muhammad, peace and blessings of God be upon him, and you claim that it is not from God, then prepare a surah that is similar to a surah from the Quran, and seek help from whomever of your helpers you can, if you are sincere in your claim. But if you do not do so, and you will not do so, then fear the fire whose fuel is people and stones, prepared for the disbelievers. Al-Baqarah 24. If you are unable now, and you will inevitably be unable in the future, then fear hell by believing in the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and obeying God Almighty. This fire, which was kindled by people and stones, was prepared for the disbelievers in God and his messengers. And give good news to those who have believed in you, and done righteous deeds that for them will be gardens, beneath which a river flows. Some of it is the fruit of your provision. They said, this is what he provided us with before, and they were given it to you resembling it. And they will have it in it, purified, and they will abide therein. Al-Baqarah 25. And tell the people of faith and good deeds news that will fill them with joy, that in the afterlife they will have wondrous gardens, under whose high palaces and shady trees rivers flow. Whenever God provides them with a type of delicious fruit, they say, God has provided us with this type before, so when they taste it, they find it to be something new in its taste and deliciousness, even if it is similar to its predecessor in color, appearance, and name. And in paradise they will have wives who are purified from all types of impurity, both sensory, such as urine and menstruation, and moral, such as lying and bad behavior. They are in paradise, and its bliss is permanent. They do not die in it or leave it. Indeed, Allah will not allow you to present the example of a mosquito or anything above it. As for those who believe, they know. It is the truth from their Lord. And as for those who disbelieve, they say, what did God mean by this? Many people go astray thereby. He guides many thereby, and he leads astray thereby none but the wrongdoers. Al-Baqarah 26. God Almighty is not ashamed of the truth to mention something, small or large, even if it is represented by the smallest thing, such as a mosquito, a fly, and the like, which God has set as an example of the impotence of everything that is worshipped other than God. As for the believers, they know the wisdom of God in imitating the small and large of His creation, and as for the disbelievers, they mock and say, what does God mean by setting an example with these despicable insects? God answers them by saying that what is meant is the test and distinguishing the believer from the unbeliever. Therefore, with this proverb, God turns many people away from the truth because they mock it, and He guides others to greater faith and guidance. God Almighty does not oppress anyone, because no one turns away from the truth except those who disobey Him, those who break God's covenant after its covenant and break what God has commanded to be joined and corrupt it. The earth or your companions are the losers. Al-Baqarah 27. Those who break God's covenant that He took upon them of monotheism and obedience, and He confirmed it by sending the messengers and sending down the books, and they violate God's religion, such as cutting off family ties and spreading corruption on earth, those are the losers in this world and the hereafter. How can you disbelieve in Allah when you were mothers and sisters? Then He brought you to life. Then He caused you to die. Then He brought you to life. Then to Him you will be returned. Al-Baqarah 28. How do you, O polytheists, deny the oneness of God Almighty and associate others with Him in worship with conclusive proof of it in yourselves? You were not created, so He created you and breathed life into you. Then He will put you to death after the expiration of your terms that He determined for you. Then He will bring you back alive on the day of resurrection. And then to Him you will be returned for reckoning and recompense. It is He who created for you all that is on earth. Then He turned to the heavens and made them 7 heavens. And He is all-knowing of all things. Al-Baqarah 29. It is God alone who created for you all the blessings on earth that you benefit from. Then He intended to create the heavens. So He made them 7 heavens, and He is all-knowing of all things. His knowledge, glory be to Him, encompasses all that He has created.